Everybody doing? God bless you all. And I'm going to go over my video right now. This is all the Bible. This is nothing else except the Bible. Okay? And I will go over it. My videos, this series, there's going to be 3 of them. And it's pointing towards a certain time. And as far as the date, I'm watching this whole time, but sometimes they're going to be higher watches than others. It's about the Matrix. When the Matrix opens. The Matrix only opens one time a year, and that's at Passover. And all that go through the Matrix is mine. And I will go over that. So, I'm watching the 20th. This is the equinox. And I'm watching up until the 20th till it would be the 24th day, which is right here, which is in Daniel. The 24th day of the first month. And the reason why, too, is that if this calendar with Passover being the 15th, they are saying the Passover is the 15th. This is the full moon, or the new moon. This would be Passover right here, which would be the full moon. Right here, this would be Passover right in here. This would be the full moon right here, or the new moon. So if this is correct, which we don't know, it could be correct, but who knows if this calendar is correct. But I'm watching from the 20th. As far as what's going on, rumors of wars, they've been dragging it out for 6 months, 7 months. There's going to be an event, and we don't really know when it's going to happen. And during this time, watch Damascus. That's what I've been saying. Watch Damascus. Damascus falls, and then Babylon falls. I said in Exodus 40, it says the first day of the first month, the tabernacle will be reared up. So it could be this time right here, but like I said, this is high watch. But you should be encouraged, because this video will show there's no doubt that we either leave now with everything going down, or tabernacles. And I will go over it, and I believe it's now. As I said, I will go all over the Matrix in part 2 of my video. Matrix opens at Passover. All that opened the Matrix is mine. This is also, and I will go over this when I go over it. This is, he says, whatever's mine. This is also Malachi chapter 3, and I will go over that. Malachi chapter 3. That open the Matrix is mine. Open the Matrix, flesh that bring unto the Lord. This is also Malachi chapter 3. Beast. No, redeemed. This is Malachi chapter 3. I will go over this when I go do it later. It's also in Leviticus chapter 2. I will go over all this. Let's go over this, because this is what I was gonna make a video about, and then I saw this right here. Thank you, Ken. I saw this in Chuck put this out. These right here, Chuck made this. He made this chart. This is what I've been saying all along, and I made videos of this. I made videos on this. There's 2 times a year that judgment happens. It's either Tabernacles or Passover. They're both 6 months apart. They're 6 months apart. There is either a curse or a blessing. There is either a curse or a blessing. Just happened to be when Jesus was born and John the Baptist, they were 6 months apart. They are saying that John the Baptist was born March 10th, which the date I don't really agree with. I think it was more towards the end of the month. But there's 2 dates. They were 6 months apart. The same thing. This was 2 blessings in 1 year. You know the story about John the Baptist and Jesus. They were born 6 months apart. This also correlates with these dates right here, March and October. God's judgment, good or bad, is always with good crops, with abundance, with whatever, is always 2 times a year. Moses was told the same thing. Judge the people at all seasons. Notice there is an S. Seasons. There's 2 seasons. Israel has 2 seasons. Hot and cold. This is the Bible says. March and February, and then, of course, October at Tabernacles, which is the feasts. The feast, which is Booth, Sukkot. Well, he showed this right here, but he didn't really explain it. And I saw this. Chuck, nobody else has explained it, but I will explain it. What does this mean? If you go back to Genesis right here, it says, while there is earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, which I just talked about, end harvest, a harvest right here. This is Tabernacles, cold and hot, just as I said right there. If you notice down here, when God talked to Noah about this, God said to Moses, I will not again curse the ground for man's sake. Smite the earth, right here. A blessing or a curse. He won't do it. Why? He did it with water here. Noah right here, Noah. He did it with water. There's going to be fire sent. The fire is sent by Jesus. Jesus said, this is in Luke 18. This is about the righteous and the unrighteous judge. He is the righteous judge. He will avenge them speedily. And the Son of Man cometh, this is when he returns, shall he find faith on the earth. He says he will avenge them speedily. He's going to avenge with fire. As it says right here in Luke, I come to send fire on the earth. What is it if it's already kindled? He's the judge. He is the righteous judge. Says in John 5:22, the Father judgeth no man, but has committed the judgment unto the Son. So, Exodus right here, Moses was told to judge the people at all seasons. Judge the people at all seasons. God told Moses to judge the people at all seasons. Exodus 18:22. Very interesting. This is in John 20:22, right here. He committeth all judgment to the Son. Well, it started with Moses, and Moses was told to judge the people at all seasons, which there is 2 seasons. There's 2 seasons. Right here, summer and winter. Pray your flight not be in winter. That's the second group. Pray your flight not be in winter. He's coming summer. Summer is nigh. The kingdom of God is nigh at hand. Well, this right here tells you, just as I told you, summer and winter. Israel has 2 seasons. Dry, right here, and wet. To anybody that goes to Israel knows there's 2 seasons. And it's also in the Bible, and it's in Genesis. Genesis right here, 22, 8:22. Exodus 18:22. And John 5:22. Very interesting. So, this talks about judgment. He says he won't smite the earth. Again, he did it with water in Noah's time. It says right here, I come to send fire on the earth. What is it if it's already kindled? He's coming with fire. And judgment was given to the Son. He is worthy. I showed you this. This is another reason why I think we could leave before Passover. Because it says, I tell you, will I avenge you speedily? Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth. So something happens. This is telling you that something happens before he comes that he will avenge us. This right here. Also, as I said, it says in I have showed before, it's Exodus 40. The tabernacle set up on the first day of the first month. So this right here confirms it, what I just said. This also confirms it right here, 6 months apart. As I said right here, I'm watching here. This is when kings go to war. Damascus could fall, Assad could be killed, or something like that around this time. We'll keep watching. I'm making this video now because something could happen to YouTube or something. Power could go out or something. That's why I'm making this video now. I'm still watching now. As I said before, February 22nd is very important to me. So, March would be right here. High watch. I also go for Daniel. Daniel chapter 10 is pointing to this time. The first month, the 24th day. That's why I'm watching up to the 24th high watch. If this calendar is correct, new moon, 24th day would be right in here. High watch. This also confirms of what about judgment after the Day of Atonement, which would be tabernacles. This is Acts 27. This is Paul. Paul knew this. It said, it says, it become dangerous because it by now and after the Day of Atonement, Paul warned, men, I can see our voyage is going to be disastrous, bring great loss to the ship and cargo. So he was warning them after the Day of Atonement. Day of Atonement is the same thing as pretty much Passover. The end of it is Tabernacles. In you afflict your soul. Anyone that doesn't afflict their soul will be cut off from their people. So this is after the Day of Atonement. He warned them. He knew it. He also knew this right here. And he also knew that judgment happens right here. Judgment happens at the seasons right here, at all seasons, which there's two, and that is proven in Genesis right here. Summer and winter. It also is proved right here. These are when judgment happens. The flood, right here. So, right here. So, right here, when's Jesus going to judge with fire? It's either going to happen at Passover or Tabernacles, and this is when judgment happens. Being the fact that the flood, supposedly the flood happened here, I'm assuming that March that it would be a fire. And this would be after we leave. Rocks hitting the earth, a third of the earth burned up, whatever. But we would leave first. We aren't due God's wrath. So this is a time frame that this is a time frame that I am looking at. In the next part of my video is about the Matrix. And I already went over it in the first part of this video about the Matrix. Also, too, there's very, very, about this year, it's the exact opposite of 1961 when Obama was born. It's the exact opposite of when Obama was born. 1961, when I was born on Passover, and there was 2 full moons. There was 2 full moons in 1961. 1961, the Enoch calendar matches up 1961. There was a full moon on the 2nd, and there was full moon when I was born. There was 2 full moons. There was 2 full moons in 1961 when Obama was born. When I was born, he was born on August 4th, 1961. I was born on March 31st, 1961, Passover, Good Friday. And there's a new moon this year. There's a full moon. There's a new moon here. It's almost exact opposite. Right there. Well, when I was born, 1961, Passover, Good Friday, there was a full moon here, and there was a full moon here. I think it was this night right here. So there was 2 full moons in March. And on the Enoch calendar, the first day of the first month is always the 16th, which would be before the spring, the summer equinox. Before summer equinox. The 16th, on the Enoch calendar, the 16th of the month, the 16th of March is always the first day of the month. Well, when I was born, it just happened to be the full moon. It's here on the Enoch calendar. And then the 14th day was when Passover, when I was born, but it was over here. It was like right here. So this is exact opposite almost of when I was born, 1961, or Obama was born in 1961. Exact opposite this year. Useless information, maybe, whatever, but it's a fact. So, like I said, this is my video. This is the first part of my video. And like I said, this whole month of March is when judgment happens. And this confirms it right here. This also confirms it right here. Day of Atonement. After the Day of Atonement. Why would Paul warn after the day? It's after the Day of Atonement. If you read Acts 27, they were fasting and repenting, afflicting their soul, and then they were going to sail. It was after the Day of Atonement, right after. Also, Jonah. I mean, I could go on rattle. This video could be an hour and a half. I already made one video on this. I deleted it because I put it all together and I wanted to separate it. In Jonah made a booth. In Jonah chapter 4, he made a booth. And that's at Tabernacles. So judgment, he was waiting for judgment to happen. He was sitting on the mountain and he was sitting in a booth. That's Tabernacles. God came down. When did he come down and talked with Jonah? Tabernacles, I believe. So this is when judgment happens 2 times a year. Jesus died on Passover. I believe he'll return in Passover. Says in Acts, it talks about he will return the same way he came. He will return the same way he went up. That's in Acts. I could go on with that, but this is the main part of my video. First part, the main part of my video will be right here. This is the Matrix. The Matrix opens 1 time a year, and it's on Passover. It also talks about the males right here. He will come right here, the males. And this is also in Malachi chapter 3. This is if you're in the book of remembrance. And I believe that people that leave in Malachi chapter 3 are in the book of remembrance. Also talks about the Levites in Malachi chapter 3. Just more information. I'm going to cut it off here. It's 23 minutes. And like I said, there will be 3 parts of this. This also goes with Revelation, the door in heaven opening. Right here, open, the door in heaven, the matrix open. All that open the matrix is mine. As I said with my dream that I had, there was a tunnel. And that's also what it showed at the halftime show. If you haven't seen it, they showed that spiraling tunnel when they went into the, whatever. And that's exactly what my dream had. When I left, I saw water, I said, and then I went through like a tunnel, and I believe it was the Matrix. Whirlwind, talks about whirlwind. Anyway, I'm going to stop it here. This is a part of my video, first part of my video about the Matrix. All that go through the Matrix is mine. It talks about, like I said right here, they are mine. They shall set apart. Says right here, everything that opened the Matrix in flesh, right here, says, anyway, I will set up my first part of it. It says in here, they will be mine. Anything that goes through the matrix is mine. God bless, and I'm going to end it here. And yes, live stream tomorrow, the 19th. God bless.